Hello, my name is Dr. Denny and welcome back to the Antalgic-Trak training series. In our next segment, Dr. Bass will demonstrate the use of the ramp setup on the Antalgic-Trak touchscreen.
Okay, so looking at our touchscreen, we can see again the manual positioning, lumbar therapy, cervical therapy, and ramp setup. Now, ramp setup is used to customize your basic pull and release to several parameters that other machines don't offer. If I press the ramp button, you can see that we have 4 distinct ramp patterns. In the first ramp pattern, we can set parameters at the beginning of treatment for poundage, in the middle, and at the end. These 3 are separate poundage setups. So if you wanted to start the patient at, for example, 20 pounds of pull and have them during the pull release, halfway through climb up to a 75 pound and then back down to a 50 pound, you could do that using the first ramp feature. Let's see what that looks like. We choose ramp. We would press the first starting poundage set, and I'll set it for 50 pounds. Enter. And then if this was a 10-minute session, the first 5 minutes would be from the starting point to the midpoint, and the finishing 5 minutes would be from the midpoint to the end. So as the machine pulls and releases, it's going to gradually climb to 75, the next setting that I set. And then to complete the session, if I wanted the patient to finish at 60 pounds, and we're using these numbers as examples. So they're going to start at 50 pounds and go up and down, and each time it climbs up, the poundage is going to go up a few points towards the 75. When it reaches the mid mark or the 5-minute mark, it will be at the 75 pounds. And then for the last remaining 5 minutes, it's going to go down each time it pulls until it finishes off at 60 pounds. At the same time, down in this area, we can set the different pull and release poundages. So if it's pulling at 50 pounds, I can hold that at a 15-second or a 20-second dwell. I can release it for a 10-second dwell. I can make the next pull 15 seconds and the next release 5 seconds. So I can have in the first beginning of treatment pulling it and holding for 20 seconds and releasing for 10. I could have it in the second half in this part of the treatment pulling for 15 and releasing for 5. Or on my first setup 20 and 10, I could copy that and repeat the 20 and 10 for the beginning and the end. And then I choose, if this is my poundage setup, is this for a cervical session or a lumbar session? And if it was for a lumbar session, I would press lumbar. It brings me into the lumbar force therapy screen in ramp number 1. And it's going to pull and release, and if you notice here, we see a force release percentage button. So here I can go up 40% or 50%, and what that means, and in this demonstration I like a 30% reduction. So if it's pulling at 50 pounds, it's going to release at 30% of the 50 pounds. So if I had 50%, it's going to pull at 50 pounds and release at 25 pounds. But for my treatment, I like the 30% reduction. I would set my time again, hit my start button, and as the machine is pulling and releasing, you'll see a green line come across letting you know where it is in the progression of the ramp. And that concludes a ramp setup session.